Uber, if you're really that popular and desperate, they're always happy to help. Not really, but they will anyway because they get money. Uh, Carl, what do you think about this one?
I people are kind of doubting Tom Brady. Tom Brady, still Tom Brady. My favorite comment in Peyton's press conference, Peyton Manning had a press conference after he broke the touchdown record. Favorite comment was he's just like, and then of course Tom's probably gonna break it next year, if not that, the year after.
And I feel like
Tom Brady's a great quarterback. People forget that.
you can just hear the chips piling up on Aaron Rodgers' shoulders. Like, even other quarterbacks in the league are, like, not paying attention to him, which I do not appreciate because he is the future. But enough of my bias. I was really disappointed. I thought Baltimore had the momentum. I thought they had the swagger. I mean, they had Justin Tucker, who was really all they needed. And then to lose 41-7, this defense looked good. Clearly, that was not the case, and that is why New England won. It was just foolish of me to think that they would lose back-to-back weeks. Let's take a look at some other afternoon games. How about Seattle, Arizona? Yeah, Arizona is still in this thing. You know, with
Very much so.
Noah, what do you think?
Oof. They're not in this thing anymore because San Francisco got the win.
No, all they need is Seattle to lose and then to win.
Or no, there's more. What if they win in New Orleans, loses
Really?
No, Seattle. Sorry, St. Louis. New Orleans. They need New Orleans to lose and them to win. Then they make it.
No, because San Francisco.
No.
Oh,
all they need
New Orleans. You're right.
because they can still
Right.
slap wild card.
Let me tell you
Right,
guys
I
why
didn't
that is
realize that.
possible.
Wow.
I'd like to take you to a flashback. Last year, Tampa Bay went into Atlanta. Atlanta was going for the number 1 seed. They lost to Tampa Bay, who's not a good team. It was Atlanta's only home loss all year. New Orleans has also not lost a home game all year. They too are playing with playoff implications. They too are heavily favored, and they too have not lost at home yet. So who knows if we could see a repeat of last year. I don't think it's going to happen, but it's
Okay,
possible.
Jake. Yeah. Based on trends, we already know based on trends of the past, Packers are playing the Super Bowl. So who else would be playing? Who would be playing them in the Super Bowl based on AFC trends?
The Steelers.
Can the Steelers still make it?
Absolutely.
The Steelers can still make it. Yeah.
Don't
Steelers-
say don't say how we're waiting there. But if you take a look right now, NFC playoff scenarios for Week 17 from Sports Illustrated, Arizona clinches a playoff spot with a win or tie and a New Orleans loss. That's the only way, but it could happen. Noah, what do you think about this one?
It's just, Arizona's, they're really good. Like, they're really good. But, of course, in some games, they just didn't look like a good team, and that cost them. Like, if they had won, just maybe one of the games that they should have won that they didn't win, like, look at earlier on in the year, the St. Louis game, first game of the year, 27-24. Just, you can excuse the Philadelphia, you can excuse San Francisco and Seattle. Those are all good teams, but just a big loss at the beginning of the year. And, of course, you can't. It's the beginning of the year. You're not up to in top form, but it just cost them a lot in this situation.
They really look like a team that has been built to defeat the Seattle Seahawks. You know, they match up really well with them, as well as the Carolina Panthers. This was what I look at this more from the Seattle perspective. They're not unstoppable at home now. That's huge. That's a big dent in momentum. That's a big dent in the confidence. And the best part was the Cardinals players after the game taunted Marshawn Lynch by celebrating by eating Skittles. So double whammies all around. Last afternoon game, Packers-Steelers. Oh, the pain. As a Packer fan, me and Noah were both pretty emotionally invested in this one. So, Carl, we'll let you go first.
I love going first. I'm just kidding. Well, this is a game where basically I had originally saw the score earlier, and because this game wasn't on for me. I wasn't actually fully watching. I kind of saw I saw the score. I don't even remember what time it was. I saw the score, and I kind of assumed I saw it when it was tied, and I'm just like, they'll probably they'll probably have it in the back. And then I see how they lost it later, and I'm just like, really, really. And my favorite thing about this was all the Jake comments about Flynn's sanity that he had posted. Well, I think this was a pretty Flynn-sane loss, but they could not pull it out. And it's a tough loss. The thing is, then the Eagles gave them a gift by demolishing the Bears.
Demolishing them. We love you, Philadelphia. We love you.
Well, they are the city of brotherly love, so you know what?
Well, that's great to know. I guess. It's late. I'm sorry, I told you. It's still a little rusty. It's been 15 days. Forgive me. Noah, I'm going to assume that you forgive me, and I'm going to ask for your analysis on this game.
Penalties? Why? Why? It's just not smart penalty. Then refs have miscommunications. Look, refs and the Packers just don't get along. We just don't get along with refs. We just don't get along with them. We have the
Fail Mary.
The Fail Mary. We have uncalled for runoffs.
It was the game against San Francisco at the beginning of the year that cost us a touchdown. Last year against New Orleans, they did everything they could to make us lose that game, and we still came through.
I have no words. I have no words for this. It's just speechlessness.
Well, by the way, Noah just sent me a link, and I gotta read this. This is actually really interesting. You know, you think fans can't affect a game. Well, clearly they might be able to. The Miami this is from USA Today. The Miami Dolphins received an early wake-up call before Sunday's must-win game in Buffalo. A fire alarm rang out through the Dolphins team hotel in the middle of the night, waking guests, some of whom left their rooms to evacuate. Andrew Abramson of the Palm Beach Post reported that the alarm went off around 3:30 a.m. and blasted for a short time. A fire truck came to the hotel with sirens blaring, but apparently it was a false alarm. The obvious question was this a joke by a Bills fan set on making the Dolphins tired for Sunday's game? Pranks and strong-arm tactics? The Dolphins would be appalled. Oh, delivered with just a hint of irony, a soupçon, if you will. But
oh my God,
a soupçon. It's the favorite French cooking technique of Tyler Tettleton of Tettleton Technology Industries. He's a technology teacher, Tyler Tettleton. What I thought from this game, first of all, just to get rid of any controversy here. Yes, that was a bad penalty call because the Steelers did have possession of the ball during that illegal batting first down for the Packers. However, before then, when the Packers recovered the fumble, they would have returned it into the end zone for a touchdown had the referees not ruled the play dead on the field, and they can advance the ball for a touchdown. So technically, it should have been a touchdown in the first place. Secondly, yes, at the end of the game, the clock starts at the whistle with 10 seconds left. It turns out that the umpire, even though the head referee had already blown the whistle and it was running down from 10 seconds, the reason they only got off one play was that they would not let center Evan Dietrich Smith snap the ball, which is why they only got 1 second left. They did not snap it until 4 seconds, and they only got one play. But still, when you give up 38 points, when your team has been bitten by so many injuries, and now we're getting news that Clay Matthews has re-broken his thumb and is going to be out for the season, or at least that's the early diagnosis. We're not even sure about Eddie Lacy. Brad Jones got hurt. You just go down the list of people.
I did get a report on Eddie Lacy. Eddie Lacy's not supposed to practice
until Thursday, and then we will find out more.
It's a very high percentage chance he's playing.
Yeah.
Very high.
And we're going to find out sooner this week about Rodgers. That's exactly what McCarthy wants. And about Aaron Rodgers. So it's been an organizational decision not to play him. They're saying he's just a very high risk with his collarbone. Would you agree with this, Noah? Do you like that they have not been playing him, even though he says that he feels fine?
I kind of, I'm just in the middle. I'm in the middle on it. I could go either way. I mean, if a player feels like he should be playing, unless there is a really, really big concern, let him play. I mean, if you think his career could be ended by this, then okay, fine, don't play him. But I'm just in the middle on this.
Wait. I do have one question, Jake. Do you know if the doctor has cleared him yet?
We do not know, but we will be finding out sooner this
If the
week.
doctor hasn't cleared him, then it's obviously he shouldn't.
Well, the
And I
doctor.
think that's what's happening, 'cause I
By the
think
way, the
Aaron
doctor
Rodgers-
is Pat McKenzie, and he is he's known for being a more conservative doctor throughout the league.
Still, if the doctor hasn't cleared you, you're not going to be playing.
So, what do you think, though? Do you think that?
I think that it makes. I don't think that. I think if the doctor says you're not playing, you're not playing. The doctor says you can go, you can go. That's what you do.
I actually completely agree. Well, I'd like to see Rodgers out there, and I know that Rodgers would like to see him out there. This was a quote-unquote organizational decision. After re-examining him, they saw that there was a huge risk that he could get hurt. If you re-injure your collarbone, that's something that you can't go to rehab for. That's just a matter of time. And next thing you know, if he gets like one bad hit, he's out for the rest of the entire season of next year. It's just not worth it at some point. So yes, it's taking a long time, but if this is Ted Thompson calling the shots here, he's brought this franchise to where it is today. If he doesn't think that he should play, then I have to respect that. And if the doctor says he's not ready, then I respect that, because it's not worth it. It's not worth it. This team can't make a serious Super Bowl run. And even if they could, it's not worth it for possibly having a career-altering injury to their franchise quarterback, and arguably the best quarterback in all of the NFL. So there's your thoughts on Aaron Rodgers. We'll have more injury updates throughout the week on this one. Sunday Night Football. Thank goodness that they came through for us. The Philadelphia Eagles demolished the Chicago Bears 54-11. Chip Kelly, when asked if he was going to play hard in this game, said, quote, "We're from Philadelphia. We always fight. We always have fight in us," or something like that.
It was, Jake, I think this was a great thing. It's like, what? Obviously, Chip Kelly did not have to play his starters because next week was set up winner takes all against the Cowboys either way. Here's the deal. Chip Kelly is not going to sit back and, play. It's week 16. You're not going to sit people. I think the notion that other people thought you should rest starters is kind of ridiculous. Especially with a young quarterback who still needs reps and still needs practice. If he wants to make a deep Super Bowl run, he's not going to do that by sitting his player.
Fair. Noah, do you think that they should have sat their starters, or do you think they made the right decision?
Of course they made the right decision. And to add on, momentum is massive. And, you sit them out, and then suddenly your team isn't on a roll. They're a little rusty, actually. And even if the Cowboys are missing starters, it's just not worth it not to play them in a game where, if somebody had gotten injured, it's a different story, but nobody did. And really, you want to keep them playing because it's all about momentum. And the Cowboys now, they have a new starter. They have no momentum.
Jake, I do have the exact quote on that. It's this is from the Eagles official Twitter. Chip on why starters played. Very simple. We're from Philly. We're going to fight. It's the mentality that this is not a team that's going to back down and just do the little thing. And the thing is, especially coming from a college program, I know one of Chip Kelly's biggest things was the faceless, nameless opponent. You prepare the same way for every team. And that doesn't mean where you're going or what can happen off that. And I think he's taking that mentality to the NFL, where you're not going to be sitting starters. You're not playing differently because your opponents, you're not playing differently because you play every game like it's the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I, like Noah, do definitely agree with the notion of momentum, that it is massive. It is powerful. Noah's going to take a break and go get some more Lucky Charms, and you know what? I'd be upset if he was getting any other cereal, but Lucky Charms truly are magically delicious, and I will allow it, especially because it's 12:50 at night in Chicago, and if he's up past midnight doing a show with me, he can do all he wants for all I care. It's a good thing he didn't hear that, because I feel like he'd take that way too far. And then tonight's Monday night game. Oh, how much more nostalgic could it get? From Candlestick Park. Actually, do you want to say this one? No, while Noah's gone. Let's do that. So, an announcement. We're pretty excited. Carl is coming down to Los Angeles That's right, y'all. From the 20